All right, everybody, welcome back. Today, our job is to go through and talk about how we do all of our radical stuff: simplify, add, and multiply. That's going to be our focus today. We are going to spend some time now. This is your review day. Your test is tomorrow. I want you to all do as well on this test as possible. So my focus for you is that I am going to do as few problems as possible here to give you more practice opportunities. So I'm just going to try to tackle the hardest one in each section, and then that should give you a refresher of how to do those problems. And then after that problem, before I go on to the next set, I want you to hit pause and go work on those problems. Practice, 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 so we rock that test and we get our 4 and we move on with life. Here we go. Number 4 is the one I want to tackle. It looks the hardest, so let's take care of it. Coming over here, I got 288 right off the bat. I got to break that down. So I know 2 is going to go into that, I think, 144 times. Once you get that number, now we got to break down this number. 2 goes into 144 72 times. That number stays. 72 is just 2 and 36. Don't be afraid. If you're running out of room and I didn't give you enough, use a blank sheet of paper. Definitely an option. 36, that's going to be 2 and, oh my gosh, 18. 18 is going to be what? 2 and 9. 9 happens to be 3 and 3. Just like that. Not so bad, right? You got this. Now, when you come on over, we're going to sit there and rewrite this out. We're going to have our 3 on the outside. Now, I'm going to give myself some space. I'm going to have a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, a 3, and a 3. So I got 5 2s and 2 3s. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. Want to make sure I get that right. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. There's 5 of them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. And 2 3s. That's perfect as well. Now, here's the little bit of a tricky part. When you got these 4 V's, you want to string those out too. So V, 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 V is what that means. So once you get to this point, you do your 2 for 1s. You got 2 2s, you get a 2 on the outside, cancel those out. 2 2s, you get another 2 on the outside, cancel those out. 2 3s, you get a 3 on the outside, cancel those out. Now we know these are all going to get multiplied together. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 times 2, use a calculator if you need to, is going to give us 36. So we're going to have a 36 on the outside. Now, let's talk about those V's for a second. I can see that I got 2 groups of V's that are going to be pulled out. If I'm pulling out 2 V's, that's going to give me V squared on the outside. Now, let's just look for a second. Remember, what is left? What have we forgotten? The 2, we got to make sure he stays inside because he wasn't allowed to get out. We didn't have 2 of them. Now, just like I said, kids, I think that's going to give you a really good reminder on how to solve each of these other 5 problems around it. So I'm telling you, you should really pause the video right now, work on those problems so that this idea is fresh in your head. Once you get done with those problems, unpause the video and then come on back. All right, welcome back, everybody. Glad you paused the video and you are now back with me here. So let's talk about how to solve some basic multiplication ones. So if you're looking down here at problem number 9, this looks like the toughest one to me. I don't know if you feel the same way, but let's just see. Whenever we are trying to multiply, the way we do it is by multiplying our inside numbers and our outside numbers. This one has a 1 and a 1 as those outside numbers. So if we multiply those together, we're going to get 1. Now, 25 times 5, I think I need a calculator, but oh my gosh, it just came into my brain. It's 125. Now, your job is not done. What you've done now, though, is you have multiplied them. So nice job there. But you still need to simplify. So coming on over to simplify, 125 is going to be 5 and 25. 25 is 5 and 5. So we can rewrite this. We got our 1 on the outside. We're going to have our square root. We got a 5 in there, a 5 in there, a 5 in there. Circle these 2, pull 1 out. You got a 5 on the outside. These 2 go away. 1 times 5 is, 5, and we still had a 5 inside, so that's going to stay there. Put a box around it, call her a day, move on with life. Nice job. Now again, I ask you, pause the video, please. Work on 7, 8, and 10. Make sure those go smoothly for you. Once you come back, we'll talk about the little bit harder multiplication ones. And welcome back, everybody. Glad you had a time to work on those. Let's keep going on some little bit harder multiplication ones, right? Now, the reason these are a little bit harder is because of the fact they have numbers outside. So let's tackle number 13. Whenever you get actual numbers on the outside, you just multiply those. Those give you your outside number. So -4 times -5, let's be careful with our signs, is going to give us a positive 20. Now 3 times 2 is going to give us a positive 6. And that's actually it. There's nothing more to do here. And the reason we can't do more is because 6 only breaks down into 3 and 2, so there's nothing else to simplify, which makes this our final answer. That actually wasn't bad at all. Maybe we should look at another one. How about I'll do one more for you, and then I'll save the last two. This one's a little tricky, too, because of the fact it's only one number on the outside and a negative. So to fix that, we're going to put a 1 in over here. 5 times -1 is going to give us a -5. And then 2 times 2 is going to give us a 4 inside. Now let's simplify this thing down. 4 is just 2 and 2. So when I rewrite this, I'm going to get -5 square roots of 2 times 2. 2 2's, pull one out. Those get canceled. So I have 5 times 2. And our square root actually goes away too because there was nothing inside of it. So -5 times 2 is going to give us a -10, and we are done, ladies and gentlemen. Nice job. All right, so pause the video right now, work on number 11 and number 12. When you get done with that, unpause it, and we will keep going with our very last section. All right, everybody, welcome back. We are ready to go over here with talking still a little bit about adding radicals. So coming on over, remember, whenever you try to add radicals, you need to have something that we call like radicals. Like radicals is when you have the same number in each of those square roots. If that happens, then that will be the number that shows up in your answer. -3 plus 2 is a -1. -1, take away 1 if we don't see it is a -2. Now remember, you can always use a calculator to help you out on that too if you want to. So -3 plus 2 minus 1. Notice that these are all just the outside numbers. We don't worry about the inside if we get like radicals. When we hit enter, we get -2. That's why that shows up there, which is why that is our answer. Right? Like radicals are the best. Let's look at number 17 right now. Now this one has some like radicals, but they're not all like radicals. That means I'm going to be able to put these two green highlighted ones together, but I'm not going to be able to mess with that 2 square roots of 3. So here's how we would deal with it. If I have -2, right, since these have like radicals, I know that 5 is going to stay inside the square root. So -2 take away 3 is a -5 over here. And then this guy has to go somewhere, so we're just going to drop him down. So we're going to say plus 2 square roots of 3. Now, if you can't combine it, don't force the issue, ladies and gentlemen. This is the answer. You can't put those together in this situation because they don't have like radicals, so this is as good as it gets. One last problem. Here it is. For these bottom 3 over here, they don't have numbers in front. It makes it a little weird. Don't be afraid to put in 1s. If I have 1 square root of 5 plus 1 square root of 5, look at these are like radicals. So I'm going to keep that square root of 5. 1 plus 1 is 2, which makes this our final answer. Now, as you wrap up for the last time, finish up these problems. You're going to notice these are very similar to one another. And then number 19 is just like these last 3 over here. So pay attention to the example we did. Remember, if you have questions, make sure you are reaching out and asking. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.